Today, we're here to figure out how to make money and how to survive the quarantine with this quote-unquote new normal.
This is Success. Yes or yes. All about succeeding in life, career, and anything in between.
Welcome to Success, Yes or Yes. And we're today with Miss Suzette Yu. She's Filipina, Chinese, from the Philippines, a mother, a businesswoman. She used to have a nursery, children's school. That was her main business. And because of this pandemic, it cannot continue, or it stopped, or it's paused. And she had a side hustle, baking at home. And now the side hustle became a full-blown business. Hello, Suzette. How are you?
Hey, good. So nice to see you.
Yeah, so welcome to Success, Yes or Yes. This channel is about empowering people, sharing tips, getting to show people that it's about taking action. Yeah, it's situation has changed. Yes, the president is doing what he can, but it's not his responsibility to fix your life. You have to fix your life for yourself, right? Because you cannot be waiting and waiting. There's many things. I'm random. You know, I'm ADHD, so I'm random, and I speak everything because if not, I lose it. The thing is, I see many people who think a lot and do nothing. I see many people who criticize a lot and do nothing. Yeah. So I'm more of do and figure it out. Even if you don't know how to do it, you figure it out as you go, and stop criticizing. But that's, I think you have to be positive and stuff. So tell us about your business before, and then is your business going to continue with the children, the teaching music and
movement? Yeah, music and movement. Yeah. So my main passion, aside from I have other side hustles, as you say. I'm also into renting out properties, right? So I believe in having both a passive income, which is, collecting rent. And you need to have an active income, because if you're just focused on passive income, you're going to be lazy. There's no life's purpose there. So my life's purpose is really teaching children, right? And singing to them, singing to the doctors. So that's what I do. And anyway, aside from that, I'm also a lecturer for Via Wyatt Nestle Philippines. So what happened was I have been running my baby and toddler school for the past 17 years. And because of this pandemic, I had to close it around the 14th of March. And my main goal now is, I was going into organic food, organic baking starting last year, since I've been a health advocate for decades, right? Even before what they call intermittent fasting, organic eating, so and so, even before that became became very popular, I was already doing so without knowing that that's the term, right? So my whole family, my mom, who's 74, looks like she's 30, right? Because she's a vegetarian. She exercises a lot. So that's the lifestyle I grew up with, right? Being plant-based and having respect for life, having more to do with Buddhism, right, than the typical Catholic belief. So our diet is very different. It's very plant-based, and we don't go to doctors, by the way. We go to those Chinese herbalists, but then that's a different story altogether. Anyway, the thing is, since I've been a health advocate for decades, I decided to go into organic cooking starting last year. See, every summer, I would feed my students organic food. Mm-hmm. And so last year, during a typhoon, I was so bored at home that I decided to try organic cinnamon rolls, because as you may know, when you mix honey, pure honey, with cinnamon, the antioxidant effect is much greater, right? So I played along with that. And then my eldest son helped me tweaked the recipe. So now it's really so good. What you tasted before, Kuya, is quite different from what I am giving clients now. Now, the minute you bite, you know that the dough is really freshly made. It doesn't get hard, even without chemicals. I'd never use bromate or improvers or emulsifiers. I don't use those, right? So it's all organic. I make everything by hand, and all the ingredients are very organic. I can even list down, right, what they are, and you would see that they're pure. They keep well in the freezer for 3 weeks, and then you can leave them out for the first 24 hours. It's really so good. I also make sure that you get value for your money. You get 32 pieces in a tray. And even if you keep on eating, right, it's good for diabetics because it's just extra virgin coconut oil, pure clover honey, pure Saigon cinnamon, which is hard to get nowadays, gluten-free, all-purpose flour. The brand that I use is Bob's Red Mill. And then you also get your sea salt, gourmet sea salt. So it's not like your typical Cinnabon or your typical pastry. It is actually very good for you. It's very healthy. So a lot of my clients even say that they lose weight whenever they have the pastries. See, the extra virgin coconut oil helps you maintain your weight or lose weight, right? Whatever excess. Of course, you still have to exercise. So this business started as a sideline last year. In August, I started feeding the students, the families in the studio. They loved it so much. And then they were my first clients. And when quarantine struck, they all started ordering. They were missing the food in the learning center. And then it just grew and grew. And I think that it's very timely. It's very lucky because I didn't know. Nobody knew that we're going to be in lockdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? 2 weeks before the lockdown, I got my papers for this business approved. Suddenly, I have a logo, right? Courtesy of this guy, Lek Velasco, a very good designer. So we worked on the design and we worked on the colors as well, right? So perfect timing. When lockdown happened, I had my calling cards, I had my business papers already there. So that's it. It's a very unexpected turn of events that it started as a hobby last year and it's now a full-fledged business. Yeah, I'm fully booked until the end of the month.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like fully booked for a business that just started. It's like it really boomed. So how are you delivering? Because that's a challenge right now.
Actually, I'm a very good driver. So when lockdown started, as a treat for my clients, I would deliver for free, right, around Metro Manila. And then when MECQ started, traffic became a bit heavier. So I told them, look, the village where I'm in, I can't exercise past 8 p.m. They even took a picture of me saying that Suzette is out exercising past 8 p.m. So I told the clients, from now on, if you are situated right beyond QC, I will have to deliver to you by a courier, right? There's nothing I can do. I can't drive all the way to Taguig anymore, right? With the the restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my photo taken again. So they all agreed, right? But for the nearby areas, I have, there you go. I have very good dealers now. So I have one in Ayala Heights. I have one in Fairview. I have one in New Manila. So it's much easier for me now. I just collate their orders and then I delivered to Ayala Heights, let's say on a Friday, all the trays that they want. And then say on a Saturday for New Manila. And then I'm trying to work out a dealer in Makati, right? And there's also somebody in Antipolo. So what she's going to do is she's going to divide the cost of the delivery amongst those people who ordered, which I think is a very smart move.
Yeah. So if a dealer gets a tray from you, it will last how many days for them without...
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. It will last 3 weeks in the freezer. But for the first 24 hours, you can leave them at room temperature. You reheat. The reheating instructions actually came from a client who's an avid eater of my roll. She said she figured out the perfect temperature for reheating, which is 150 degrees for 15 minutes. It's very funny. She said she experimented.
That's in the oven, in a traditional oven.
Or an oven toaster, yeah.
Okay, so you can buy a tray, you can store them. Yeah, so one tray of 32 pieces is how much?
That is 650 pesos for now. If you want to be a dealer, let me know. You will get, of course, a very nice commission for that. So each tray has 32 pieces, 40 grams each. So it's really sulit, right? It's very value for money. And usually, by the way, they don't last more than a day. Actually, I have clients who would order 2 to 3 trays per time because they find that the next door neighbor wants, and then suddenly the mom drops by and then wants it, and there's nothing else left for them. She says the entire tray is gone in 30 minutes. And by the way, I do have a diabetic version. So the diabetic version doesn't have the sea salt caramel, right? A lot of the seniors would order that because they want less of the fudge, less of the caramel. But those people with young children, they prefer the original version, which has a lot of sea salt caramel.
All right. So that's totally good for diabetics when it's the version number 2. Yeah, it's totally safe for them. All right.
Yes.
Let's see if I can send some to my mom all the way in Laguna.
Oh, yeah.
So, to give a tip to people out there, right? So, you started baking, it started picking up. So, the pandemic happened. You had to figure out how to deliver because you're just one person, and now you started having dealers. But at the beginning, you were delivering it yourself. And now we're using all these bikers to deliver and dealers to deliver. Yeah. How are you marketing this?
Actually, this is very incredible with the Philippine society. This also happened with a school, right? Somebody likes you, somebody likes your product or the service that you give, and then they give it, say with my cinnamon rolls, they give a tray to their colleague, and then the colleague loves it and decides to order one for herself and give another tray to somebody else, right? So it went on and on. So it turns out that all my clients are interconnected. It's either they all met in my school, or somebody, say today, right? It was her birthday. Her wonderful boss gave her a tray for her birthday. And she even said, oh my gosh, I thought that I was going to just have a smoothie for my birthday. And now this thing comes, and she's so happy, right? That that there's something for her to munch on, because usually with some of our employees, right? They're going through a difficult time right now. And whenever they receive a gift like this, it makes them happy. And that's what they always tell me. They say, one of the worries would be, Teacher Suzette, when you resume your school, will you still bake? I said, don't worry, right? I will continue doing this because what am I planning to do with this school? Kuya Manzano, I don't want to rent anymore, right? The rent.
Are you still paying rent?
The building decided to charge me for kusa.
What's that?
But which is it's like an association, common usage. and blah blah blah. It's like a thing that all the tenants pay based on your square meter. So anyway,
Association dues.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Common usage. Yes. Association dues. So the building where I hold my learning center decided to charge me kusa, and they were even asking me to bring my bakery there. And no way. Why should I pay for rent when, every day I come down from my room, I start baking, and then I see my garden, I sing with the birds, right? Why would I why would I want to go someplace else and continue baking, right? When I can have in the comforts of my own home. And that's why I love quarantine, right? It makes you appreciate your house, your garden, and everything else. See, I'm even eating my fresh mangoes off my tree. So, and of course, my malunggay every day from the garden. So why would I can't have it any other way. I can't see myself baking outside of my house and paying for rent again, since I have my own place, right? And then,
so you won't continue the school.
I would.
What will happen? Yeah. Is there any
Yeah,
date?
the school will have to continue. Yeah, it will have. Yes, they. I before lockdown, I was already receiving offers from Chinese families to do private lessons in their own homes. So I think that'll be great. And then I also have a Green Hills branch, which I don't have to pay rent in. And they were telling me as early as January this year, they said, just bring your operations here. We'll take care of you. So I think that's good, because my Green Hills market is it's flourishing. It's quite good, right? So that is my plan. I don't want to rent anymore. And I think it's just really a waste of money. I'm going to be renting when I can do the same thing in somebody's house or in another location where I don't have to pay.
Well, there. So those are the gifts from lockdown for you.
Yeah.
I like seeing someone who's happy about it and who's turned it around in their own head and got used to being at home and appreciates it and feels the comfort. Everything is about attitude in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, you're making now your business is booming. You're happier. You're serving a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the funny thing. When lockdown started, a lot of I didn't realize that people were getting depressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was having such fun. And then, right, I told you I would deliver personally because there was really no traffic. And at that time, gas prices were so low. It went down to 24 pesos. I was so happy, right?
Yes.
So I didn't mind delivering, really. And then, whenever I delivered, I would even get tip. I would get tip for driving. And then they would tell me it's because it's so nice to see a happy face. So I'm thinking, oh, I wonder who they're stuck with at home.
Right? Yes. Maybe they're watching the news too much.
Yeah, don't watch the news.
Yeah, man. Okay, so great. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's this goes to the international community, but we're in the Philippines, and we're very hit by this because all the businesses are closed and stuff. But there are opportunities. Like in a war, there's people who really get rich during wars. So you just have to find, and the most important, have the attitude of Suzette Yu, a smiley face. Yeah, and you find, because when you're in that state of happiness and positivity, maybe you're sleeping and you get a new idea, or you think of a new recipe, or how you can market better, or how you can make a post online with that energy, with that happiness, and it's contagious, right? It's beautiful. So Suzette, if someone wants to order, how can we find you online and order a tray? What's the best way?
Oh, yeah, the best way is through Facebook. So they can look me up, Suzette's Gluten-Free Artisanal Pastries. And there, just send me a private message, and then I will either send it to you via Grab, or refer you to a dealer if you are living in one of the areas that I mentioned a dealer is residing in.
Okay. So, thank you so much. Yeah. Thank
Oh,
you so
you're
much.
welcome.
It's been a pleasure. See you soon
All right.
online.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
This is Success. Yes or Yes. All about succeeding in life, career, and anything in between.